Greetings everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bite Size History on History with Audrey D. In today's lesson, we will be looking at the later Vedic period of ancient India. Continuing our journey on the Vedic period to better understand how it shaped society, government, and religion in ancient India. If you are enjoying these lessons and these episodes so far, please make sure that you are hitting that like and subscribe button. Also, find me on Instagram and Facebook as History with Audrey D. And you can support this channel further through my art page on Etsy. The link is in the bio. Let's go ahead and get into our lesson on the later Vedic period of ancient India. Today's lesson, we're going to be delving into the significant shifts that occurred in the religious practices, society, government, and the overall development of India during this crucial era. As discussed in the lesson on the early Vedic period, the later Vedic began around 1000 to 800 BCE and lasted until roughly 500 BCE in ancient India. The later Vedic period marked a time of evolution and transformation in ancient India. It was characterized by the composition of texts known as the Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. Other primary texts from this period include the Sama, the Yajur, and the Atharva Veda, which were mainly ritual texts. Due to revisions to these texts which occurred over the years, they cannot be accurately dated. During this period, the role of priests and scholars grew in importance. The Brahmanas laid down intricate rituals and religious practices, shaping the religious landscape of the time. The shift towards a more structured religious system was accompanied by the emergence of ascetic practices. The Aranyakas and Upanishads explored the philosophical concepts and provided insights into the nature of reality and the self. Prominent figures like Yajnavalkya and Uddalaka Aruni contributed to these philosophical dialogues, questioning the nature of existence and the concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality. The later Vedic period also saw a shift in social structures and government. Vedic society during the later Vedic period transitioned from the semi-nomadic tribes to settled villages with agriculture. The emergence of Janapadas, or small kingdoms, marked a transition from tribal societies to organized states. Around 563 BCE, the birth of Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, occurred. His teachings, centered on compassion and the Four Noble Truths, challenged the religious norms of the time and had a profound impact on Indian society. The Buddha's teachings introduced concepts of social equality and non-violence, influencing the societal fabric and setting the stage for future reform movements. Other societal shifts that occurred during the later Vedic period is shifting in the caste system, with Vaishyas no longer being considered part of the upper class. Only Brahmins and Kshatriyas were considered in the upper class during the later Vedic period, which would have also contributed to the popularity and spread of Buddhism in the lower classes. Trade and commerce also expanded during this period, fostering connections between different regions. The emergence of the Mahajanapadas, larger and more centralized kingdoms, facilitated trade and cultural exchanges. Using cattle as currency also began to include metals such as gold, silver, bronze, tin, copper, and lead, although coin usage was still not yet mentioned during this period. Art and culture also flourished during the later Vedic period. Intricate pottery, sculpture, and literature began to reflect the changing social dynamics and philosophical inquiries of the time. Temples and stupas were constructed, blending religious devotion and artistic expression. The Mauryan Empire, established by Chandragupta Maurya in 322 BCE, further solidified the foundations of Indian governance. As we conclude our exploration of the later Vedic period, we recognize how this era laid the groundwork for the diverse and complex tapestry of India's history. The interplay of religious, societal, and political changes shaped the nation's trajectory, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to influence modern India. That wraps it up for today's lesson on the later Vedic period of ancient India. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, please make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button. We'll be doing another lesson soon on the Vedas, so you have a better understanding of those books that were written during this period as well. Please make sure to find me on Instagram and Facebook as History with Audrey D. And again, you can support this channel further through my Etsy shop, which you can find in the links in my bio. Thank you again for watching, everyone. I will see you in our next lesson.